So you want to trust yourself. You want to make decisions that feel aligned. You want to stop overthinking, stop second guessing everything. But when the moment comes to choose, you freeze. You start spinning. Your mind starts spiraling. You start doubting. You find yourself asking, what does my intuition say? I can't even hear my intuition. And if you've ever felt like your inner voice is silent, lost, broken, or just not trustworthy, then this episode is for you. Because your intuition isn't gone. It's not lost. It's buried. And today we are going to begin the return to hearing your inner voice. Welcome to the Core Happiness Podcast. I'm your host, Casey Banks, a mindset and positive psychology coach. On this podcast, we discuss all things related to creating happiness from within. So let's do it. Welcome back to the show. I want to start by sharing a personal story. I used to make decisions from my head only. I would make pros and cons lists. I would ask 5 different people for advice and then still feel like I'm unsure of how to move forward. I overrode my gut all the time. I'd get a whisper of like a no in my body and immediately silence it with logic or with people pleasing. But the people pleasing was part of my logic in my head. I was like, well, it would make sense if I did it. I don't know what this feeling is within me, but I just need to push through. Pushing through means strength. And the truth is, the more that I ignored my intuition, the quieter it got. And then there was a point where I just didn't trust it at all. I thought, maybe I'm just not intuitive. Maybe I need someone else to tell me what I should do. I don't make great decisions, so I need someone to help me with making decisions. I don't trust myself to make a good decision. But what I didn't know was this. Intuition isn't a special gift. It's a natural sense, and we all have it. And when we stop using it, it atrophies, just like a muscle. If you don't use muscles, it atrophies. And so the good news is it can always be reawakened. If you constantly feel like you need to outsource your decisions, if you feel confused more than clear, and if you're always asking yourself, what should I do? And then nothing feels right, it's likely that your inner compass, your inner voice, is just covered up, silenced. It's not missing. It's just been silenced. So when we lose that connection to our intuition, it usually happens for a few reasons. One is we've been conditioned to trust logic over feeling. Think with your mind, not with your heart, right? We don't listen to our bodies. We don't have a strong mind-body connection to where our bodies are talking to us at the same time. So we override all of it with our mind and try to think logically, trying to not be too emotional. Or maybe we were taught to prioritize others' needs and, again, back to the people pleasing. So it doesn't matter what our own knowing is. It doesn't matter what our gut is telling us. If this makes the other person happy, then I'm going to do it. I mean, how many of you can relate to that? Or maybe we grew up in systems or were conditioned to where being good meant being obedient. And if you think about it, how many times are we like, oh gosh, your baby is so good, so easy. Gosh, your child is one of the easiest kids in class. So easy, right? We get acclamations and credit for being easy, for being good. So over time, we stop hearing what our inner voice and gut is saying because we override it so often. And the more we override it, the quieter and quieter and quieter it gets. But it never leaves us. So I think it's important in this episode to learn the language of your body. If intuition is speaking to you, do you know how it speaks to you? Do you know what's happening in your body when your intuition kicks in? Because I'm here to tell you, it's not going to be a scream. It's not going to be Morgan Freeman's voice in your head, this big announcing voice. It's going to be soft and subtle. It might be a tightening in your chest. It might be butterflies in your stomach. It might be a sense of calm or a rush of tension. But your intuition will rarely speak words. It speaks in sensations. So what sensations does your body feel when your intuition kicks in? And again, keep in mind that most of us are taught to ignore these signs, whatever they are. We're taught to be reasonable, to override discomfort, to push through it. But your body holds on to things that your mind can't explain. So the next time you're faced with a decision or even something small, just pause for a second, close your eyes, and just ask yourself, notice within your body, what does a yes feel like in my body? When it's a clear yes, and I don't even have to think about it, it's just yes. What do I feel in my body? And what does a no feel like? And then think about it. Like, where in your life do you override your body signals the most? And what shift could happen if you just pause to listen first? So think about that, and maybe even keep a journal and track your body's reactions to things like who you're with, what decisions you're making, how you feel before and after those decisions. And I promise you, patterns will emerge that will open your eyes and will change the way that you make decisions. It'll change the way you listen to yourself. It'll change how you trust yourself. And then you can stop asking for everyone else's opinion. Advice isn't a bad thing, but when it becomes the reflex before we check in with ourselves, it is a bad thing because it erodes our self-trust. So before you are tempted to dive into a 5 people poll like I used to, or scroll on social media for validation, give yourself 24 hours. If somebody's asking you for a response to something, just say, can I get back to you tomorrow? Give yourself a little time to sit with it. Journal if you have to, meditate if you have to, just sit with it though. And just really ask, do I want this? Or am I doing it out of fear? What part of me is afraid to own that truth? What would I choose if no one had an opinion? If there were no judgment? What would I choose? Trust builds through action. And you don't need to be 100% sure to move on. I think that is a misconception that we all have. Like, if it's not a 100% hell yeah, then we doubt it. You just need to begin listening to yourself more than you listen to the noise. That's all you got to do to move forward. You don't have to be 100% clear on the next step. If it feels even remotely like that's a step you should take or a decision you should make, then maybe listen to that. As long as it's not based in fear. So really think about it. If fear is driving your decision and you feel it in your body, that's worth questioning. So what fear comes up for you when you think about making a choice that others might not understand? Where have you outsourced decisions in the past? And if you did outsource decisions, did it cost you? Emotionally, mentally, physically? Reclaim your intuition often means disappointing others. And that's only because, again, it's new and people aren't used to you making decisions on your own, maybe. But it's worth it when the trade-off is peace. We tend to ignore the evidence that our intuition is always there. I know I used to. So think about those moments, like when you knew a job wasn't right for you, or when you felt something was off with a relationship, when you followed through on a hunch that turned out to be spot on. We've all had those moments. Think about it. If you need to, make a list of those moments in your life when you had that gut feeling that proved to be true, especially when you listen to it. Those are your intuitive receipts, proof that you are intuitive, that that voice is still there. How do you feel when you've honored your gut? What stopped you in the moments when you didn't? Sometimes it helps to even create a log and just track it. Like, what is my intuition check-in? What are the moments when I felt a strong pull or a knowing towards something? Did I act on it? Did I ignore it? Notice the result, whether it's emotional, whether it's circumstantial. And again, this is not to be perfect, but you're just trying to build a pattern of recognition. What does it feel like in your body? What does it feel like in your gut? Because the more you track it, the more you can trust it, the more you recognize it. So if you've been feeling disconnected from your inner knowing, just remember, intuition does not scream, it whispers. Clarity doesn't always come with certainty. It comes with courage. What's the next right step? You don't have to have a completely clear view of everything. Just the courage to move in a way that feels the most right. And then you don't need to hear a lightning bolt voice, okay? You don't, again, need Morgan Freeman in your ear. You just need to stop running from the one you already have. Your voice is there. Just tap into it. Allow it to speak to you. Don't override it. Don't silence it. So if this episode resonated with you and you're ready to go deeper and build that connection with your core self, I invite you to join the Core Return Reset. It's a self-paced journey to help you slow down, help you reconnect, and return to your inner compass. And to support you right now, I have created a free intuition tracker worksheet that you can download in the show notes or in the description. Log the nudges, the feelings, the patterns that your body gives you, because the more you notice it, the more you will begin to trust it. And then you will be living in alignment. You'll be moving in alignment because it already aligns with you. Your gut, your body is telling you yes or no. And that's how you make intuitive decisions. So the link to the Core Return Reset and your free intuition tracker are waiting for you in the notes. I hope you grab them. I thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to rate it or leave a review. If you have any thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you. You can email podcast@corehappiness.com. For show notes and additional resources, you can visit www.corehappiness.com. As always, please remember, never let anyone diminish your light. Until next time, sending you my love.